Hey guys, welcome back to Alex and Rock's Fitness.
This is Arnold's arm workout video, the advanced version.
So in this workout we've got 4 supersets. The first superset is kicked off with barbell curl.
We did 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps.
Now this one is a very good muscle builder for the bicep, and the width does totally depend on you, but the wider grip will involve the bicep more and get it better growth.
Moving on to the lying tricep press.
So this is also known as the skull crusher, in case you were wondering.
We did 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps in this exercise as well.
So on this exercise we weren't very familiar with it. It's, an exercise that we haven't done a lot, whereas we didn't put the weight as high as we probably could have. Obviously it's all about the technique, and if you just want to master the technique for this one, if you don't have good technique, you're not going to get the proper muscle growth that you should be seeing.
Even with the 2.5s on each side, we're still starting to feel a burn in our triceps. I can definitely tell that we should start doing this in our future exercises.
So as you can see, I'm trying to do my best to keep the elbows in. If you can't keep your elbows in and you're there with a partner, just get him to move your elbows in lightly but not aggressively pushing it in, as that will cause harm in your elbow and you'll see future injuries probably to occur.
Just want to apologise for this next video. We left the phone on the recording on. Didn't realise it's recording. It's only for this video, so just bear with us.
So as you can see, we're back to the barbell curl, but instead this is the 4th set of it, and the last video was the 1st set. So what we're trying to do for this video is show you the 1st set and the last set to show how our muscles are fatigued if we've lacked in technique, and just showing, as you see in here, the technique has gotten a bit faster, I've gotten a bit just want to end it, and haven't been slowly getting the contraction.
You really start to feel a burn on the full set, so just make sure you don't have to go too much with a heavy weight. Just use what you feel comfortable with. Make sure you're still pushing yourself. Now on to the final set of this superset of skull crushers. We've doubled the weight here and we're really starting to feel it in our arms, but still remember to try and keep the best technique you can possible, otherwise there's no point doing the exercise.
So as you can see, the 4th set in, we thought we were a bit more comfortable with the technique and we thought we'd mastered it. As you can see, we're trying not to bring the shoulders back and swing it around. We're trying to keep our shoulders in place, only bring them down the tiniest little bit, otherwise too much momentum is brought in and the tricep don't get as much involvement.
Make sure you have a close grip with this. It makes the exercise slightly easier and really activates the triceps.
So obviously this was the first superset of the workout, and personally I feel, in my opinion, that it was quite good and I would use this superset in the future.
Moving on to the alternate hammer curl, we did 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps with this exercise.
So as you can see, it's clearly not alternate. It really depends on you if you want it to be alternate or not. We decided to do it at the same time, just so we could try and keep it in more technique really, and try and keep our elbows back.
I mean, we use the light weight with this exercise, but you really do feel it after you complete the rest of the exercises.
So the second exercise of this superset is a tricep pushdown. We did 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps, just like the alternate hammer curls.
Also with this exercise, remember to keep your shoulders back and chest out. With this set, we used a curved bar. You can also use a ropes or a straight bar in this exercise.
Me personally, I feel if you use a rope, it will get the maximum tricep growth and involvement out of all them bars. So going back to the last set of the hammer curls, we decided to use the preacher curl bench on this one, just to get a little bit more bicep involvement, and it was the last set, so we were starting to fatigue a little bit, and this just made it a little bit easier, but still quite hard and taxing on our biceps.
I actually quite enjoyed this superset, but if I had to change it at all, what I'll do is I'll use the rope instead of the barbell. This just makes the arm constantly working at all times.
Personally, I would also agree with what Alex has said. Also, when you're using the cable, it kind of just lengthens out that bicep a little bit more as you come down. You've got to control it better. Obviously, as you can see, we did finish off with the tricep push downs. As you can see, a bit fatigued at this point. Alex is doing his best to keep his shoulders back and his chest out at all times to get the maximal tricep involvement and activation in this workout. And we did lower the weight for this one a little bit, as we were fatigued, but we did a couple more reps just so that tricep is worked a bit more.
Moving on to the classic bicep curl. With this exercise, don't be afraid if your wrist lets go because the weight's too heavy. You're still using the bicep. As long as it doesn't hurt, you should be alright.
So the reason we did do this, as you can see, I put my wrist down a little bit, is just as it comes in, it will get more contraction in the bicep muscle. As you can see from the top angle, you can see the full involvement that there is from my bicep in this movement.
You can really see the hypertrophy in the arms of this exercise after a little while, as Lachlan shows now.
And we did it one arm again, just like the last time. See, I did mess up a little bit there. You just want to make sure that at all times we are controlling this movement and feeling both the stretch and the contraction at the top and the bottom, moving the dumbbell at a good eccentric and concentric rate to get the maximal amount of muscle growth from the biceps after this movement, which will be seen not long after, especially during the time.
Moving on to the
cable tricep extension. This is very good for the triceps and the growth in the triceps. As you can see, extending the rope at the end.
With this exercise, you can also keep your back foot on the machine just to keep you stable, because you have got to lean forward, and if you're using a heavier weight, you don't want to fall back when you're doing this exercise.
Try not to go too heavy on this movement, as you do want to try and control the movement as best you can and get the best contraction in your triceps as possible to get maximal growth. As you can see, I try and put the weights down safely here to not bang it or cause injuries. Moving on to the final set of the dumbbell preacher curl, still keeping that wrist back and down a little bit just to get the maximal bicep involvement. As you can see, taking it nice and slow and controlled, one arm at a time. As always, try and do your best to keep your shoulders back.
Just if you want to take this one slow, just because it's the last set, make sure you really focus on the movement. You can lower the weight if you feel like you have to, but if you feel comfortable with the weight, then please carry on with what you're doing.
So another way to do this movement is you want to rather do it at 2 arms at a time. If you grab the straight bar or a metal straight bar, connect it to the cable bit and you use it like that, that is very good as well, and I feel that has actually more involvement and gets more growth in the bicep than this one, just purely by the fact that it is straight arm and you can really feel the stretch with the bar.
I didn't quite like this exercise compared to the other one. I just didn't feel comfortable doing the movements. Although it wasn't too bad, so I carried on with the exercise because I still felt it in my triceps, and work is still work.
If you don't like a workout that you see, if you're copying someone's workout like we are with Arnold, feel free to obviously switch it up. We will have workouts coming out soon if you would like to see them. Obviously, we have our push-pull, and soon we'll have our legs workout, so it will be an interesting time on the channel. Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Now with our exercise, we're moving on to the last superset. This is the concentration curls with 4 sets of 10 to 12 reps like you have been doing for the rest of the video.
So for this one, as you can see, we are sitting down to do this, but you can also do it squatting. But when you're sitting down, try and get the dumbbell to touch the floor to feel the proper stretch in your biceps and get as much growth as you possibly can.
Moving on to the standing arm dumbbell tricep extension, again with 10 to 12 reps.
Now you can also do this with a rope over on the resistant machine, but personally this one's just a bit more range of motion and you can properly control the weight and get the best involvement as you can. Obviously we kind of weren't familiar with that one as much, so the technique wasn't the best.
Now just to end off the workout, we started to do, I believe we did 50 tricep dips with the bench. You can do this on any bench you can, or any platform really. Just make sure you're going all the way down. Also remember to keep your elbows in, because if they flare out then it's just going to cause injury. Also try and keep your legs as straight as possible with this exercise.
So to quickly end the video, I would like to say that unfortunately our gym has shut down, so videos might not come as frequent as possible, but we have had a pull-up video being mentioned, so look for that in the near future.
We recorded it, just need to finish it off. See you later guys.